Colin, the unfathomable has happened and I need your help. It was on no one's bingo card, but I'm having a baby. Well, Melissa's having a baby. But I need you. Can you play 2.5 hours of Pink Floyd?
I don't know a single Pink Floyd song. You could say I'm comfortably dumb. So when my good friend Scoosh, who plays in a Pink Floyd tribute act, asked if I'd learn all of his guitar parts while he's away being daddy, I obviously said, yeah sure, that'll be easy. But it wasn't easy. This is the journey of how I learned to play 23 Pink Floyd songs I'd never heard before. This is the Scottish Pink Floyd, a tribute band that has been bringing Floyd classics to venues in Scotland for over a decade. They have 10 members, drums, bass, keys, 2 guitars, vocals, 3 backing singers and a saxophone. There is also a full tech crew who loads in early and sets up the impressive audio-visual rig, complete with moving heads and rainbow lasers. My friend Scoosh is one of the guitarists and he's just had a wee baby. And for the next few shows, his parts fall to me. Fortunately for my learning process, Scoosh has some of the easier parts. Most of the solo work is handled by David, the other guitarist in the band. So my job will be to manage the rhythm guitar and the occasional signature line. I've never listened to Pink Floyd before. My only exposure to them is seeing Scoosh play with the Scottish Pink Floyd, so the most challenging part for me is just getting familiar with the material. I have a playlist of songs here in set order, and Scoosh has created me a playthrough video that explains all of the parts I'll need to play and where I need to be switching sounds. I've also been handed multi-track recordings from the band's previous shows, so I'll be able to play along with the Scottish Pink Floyd even when I'm not in the rehearsal room. My homework for the next while is listening to these songs and getting up to speed with my parts and my equipment. Okay, fucking what's the chords? Christ, I thought I knew this one as well. Being flat, yeah. The gap. I'll see you on the dark side of the moon. Ends on a D. Ends on a D. I don't know the other two yet, and I don't have them on the backing track, so I don't. Selecting the correct guitars to take on stage has been an interesting process. I need both an acoustic and an electric guitar, and probably a backup electric as well, in case I break any strings, as there will be no guitar techs waiting in the wings, and I get no time on stage to be restringing guitars. The acoustic guitar is an easy choice. I'll be using my Martin SC10E. This is a design that leans more towards the electric guitar player, giving it an offset body, a more familiar neck profile, and unfettered upper fret access. It's a performance acoustic designed to make the experience more comfortable for people like me who rarely play acoustic guitars. Considering I've got all of the lead parts on Wish You Were Here, which I'm told is one of the more popular songs, this familiarity is sure to be a boon. For the electric guitars, looks matter. Can't exactly turn up to a Pink Floyd gig sporting a reverse flying V or an Ibanez shred stick. These would just be too out of place for the visual language of the music. While the Scottish Pink Floyd aren't attempting to be a look-alike band, audiences expect to see instruments that resemble the ones played by the real band. So what I need are Stratocasters, or more accurately, some Strat-shaped objects. Obviously, my first choice is the Skycaster. This was built for me last year as one of the very first guitars to leave the new RJ custom shop in the Philippines. It's Japanese level build quality at Filipino prices, and it's easily the nicest Strat-style guitar I own. Plus, it comes in a sick hard case for transportation to gigs. The tuning stability is rock solid, no matter how much I abuse the whammy bar, and the clarity of the pickups makes this fantastic for all of the controlled, low-gain stuff I'll be playing during the set. And it's black, which fits with the look of Gilmour's famous Fender. In the backup position, I opted for something much cheaper and much lighter. This is a Henry's Snake 2, which weighs next to nothing, comes preloaded with strap locks, and the relic finish puts this in the realm of instruments an audience would expect to see at a Pink Floyd show. I've kept this hard-tailed as I'll be using this on the heavier songs and for my few moments of lead work where breaking a string on a floating bridge would be absolutely devastating. Plus, it's inexpensive enough that if anything were to happen to it on the road, I wouldn't be deeply upset about it. To produce any sound with those guitars, I'll need an amp rig. The Scottish Pink Floyd operate a silent stage, so no amps, no cabs, and no stage monitors. Everything is direct to the desk where possible, meaning I'll be playing through one of these for the first time. This Line 6 Helix LT belongs to Scoosh and has all the sounds already programmed in for all the songs and assigned to the foot switches, which I'm super pleased about because I hate programming these things. As much as I've been denied the joy of figuring out the tones and choosing my gear and using this Helix, this will be a massive convenience when it comes to loading into a show. I can just drop this on stage, power it up, let the sound crew take a stereo feed, and I'll have all the sounds for the 23 songs right under my feet. Time to put all of this to the test at a rehearsal, so I'm packing up my gear and heading for Glasgow. At first, Scoosh was there for visual reference, which was super helpful at the stage where the parts hadn't yet moved from my brain memory to my muscle memory. But it wasn't long before I was headed to these rehearsals on my own. Not without the help of some cheat sheets, of course. During the rehearsals, we were all plugged into the sound desk in the room and hearing ourselves through the wedges and the in-room PA. However, this won't be the case once we hit that silent stage. Without stage monitors or a cabinet behind me, how am I going to hear what's going on? That's where these come in. This will be my first time using an in-ear monitoring system. I've invested in a nice set of in-ears, and the crew will have a Sennheiser IEM receiver waiting for me at the show. I'll get wired up, plug in my ears, and be provided a custom in-ear mix. I'll get to choose what I hear from the almost 30 channels running through the desk, including click tracks and count-ins the audience don't get to hear. As these are noise cancelling for everything outside of my head, the sound guys have also set up stereo room mics to capture the audience, which will get piped into the in-ear mix so I can have an idea of how much the crowd are enjoying themselves. I'm so used to playing shows where you can't hear a damn thing. It's all stage noise and room reverberation. Having a direct mix pumped straight into my ears is going to be a bit of an adjustment. These, more than any other aspect of the shows, is making me nervous, largely because the first time I'll use them is in front of an audience. The day had finally come. We arrived at the venue in Larbert, set up our gear, got our levels, and tested the lights. For everyone else, this was just business as usual. But for me, this was the finality of my journey, the last of 3 shows I'd be playing with the Scottish Pink Floyd. As the audience took their seats and the lights went down, on the heat of the stage, I put all my effort to the test one last time. I'd like to make it clear that I am not a session musician. Learning a 2.5-hour set containing material I'm not familiar with is not one of my skills. It's been years since I've been on a stage in a serious capacity, and while I'm no stranger to standing in front of a few hundred people, knowing that they are all big Pink Floyd fans, when I am not, and that they'll all be judging my performance, is just a little daunting. I'm playing these parts the way I think sounds interesting, which is not necessarily what is accurate to the albums or the live performances the band is aiming to replicate, and I'm afraid people might realise I'm an imposter. Then why am I doing this? I'd like to believe the reason is purely altruistic, being there for Scoosh and allowing him to spend time looking after his newborn son, helping in the only way that I can, giving back to a friendship that means so much to me. But I do have selfish reasons. I need this to prove to myself and everyone else that I'm a real guitarist, that I can learn parts, even the parts that I don't find interesting or exciting, to prove that I can lock in with other musicians and stand on stage performing to a room of people at a quality worthy of their time and money. I need to verify I deserve the status that I have, that I'm justified in owning the instruments, and that I can walk the walk, not just talk the talk. How really can I expect anyone to trust my opinion on guitar if I'm not out there, standing on a stage, putting my skills and equipment to the test? You might say, big deal. You're just a temporary member of a regional tribute act, playing town halls to barely 300 people. Your meagre contributions to music hardly change the world. And you're right, but the power of live music is that for every person in that room who bought their tickets, travelled to the venue, sang, danced, and queued for photographs at the end, I didn't need to change the world. I just needed to change their weekend. And if I can do that seamlessly, from inside an outfit of far more experienced and dedicated musicians, then perhaps I'm not as comfortably dumb as I thought I was.
That's it, 3 shows down, I'm finished. No more Scottish Pink Floyd. I've done it. I can play guitar on stage.
Oh, you're done. Give me my job back.
Alright, okay.
One question, but
Aye.
can you play bass?
Well, if you do want to see me playing bass with the Scottish Pink Floyd, you can check out their website, scottishfloyd.com, for all upcoming dates. But that's all for now. Keep it loud and stay safe.